Alrighty, we're gonna take a look at the orange warm-up paper. This is the quiz number 1, warm-up. First question, evaluate the following expression using PEMDAS. So guess what? It's written just like that on your quiz. So you don't even have to remember PEMDAS because it's written for you. So we're going to go through. P, parentheses. I have parentheses, so I got to take care of parentheses first. Inside the parentheses, I have exponents. So I have to take care of specifically the exponent part first. So I'm going to take care of 3 squared. Everything else is getting rewritten. What's 3 times 3? 9. Next, I'm still working inside my parentheses. What's 9 minus 4? 5. Very good. I still got those parentheses, so I can take care of this. What's 2 times 5? 10. What's 10 minus 3? Beautiful. Did you get the same answer? Okay. Hopefully you did PEMDAS. Did you distribute first or something?
I did 3 times 3, and I did 2 times 1.
So then you distributed this in? That works. You can do that too. The next one, the first thing that we have to do is rewrite. So hopefully you rewrote it by just plugging everything in. So we've got 6 squared times 0 plus 1/2. D is 8 minus 2. All right, the one on your quiz looks really similar to this. So as I go through to evaluate, what's 6 times 6? What's that times 0? 0. All that just goes away because it turns into 0. All right, then I've got some parentheses. What's 8 minus 2? We don't really have to pay attention to this part anymore. What's half of 6? Don't overthink it. On your quiz, the quiz will be multiple choice. However, you can get some partial credit if you show me good work. That doesn't mean you can just like vomit out numbers on the page. Like it's got to be relevant work. Even if you make a mistake, it's got to be like you're showing me these steps. And even if for some reason you did mess that up right there and you end up getting the wrong answer, if you can show me work, then you can get some partial credit. That means like maybe instead of taking off 8 points, I take off 5 points. So it makes it a little bit more easy not to get a bad grade. So make sure you show a lot of work, even if it is multiple choice. The next one, does this graph represent a function? And it says circle. It's not the graph of a circle. Circle means you're going to circle either yes or no. How can we check this graph? What kind of test can we do? Vertical line test. Does this pass? Yes, because if you go through your graph, if you go through and you cut your graph this way, you only touch the graph at one spot. So yes, that is a function. We need to identify the domain. The domain is left and right. So left and right, how far does this graph go to the left? Infinity. How far does it go to the right? Infinity. It goes from negative infinity to infinity. So as an interval, we would say negative infinity to infinity. We can never reach, so it would be in parentheses. But what's another thing we put instead of negative to positive infinity? What symbol can we use? The all real numbers. Very good. So that's also works. The range is talking about up and down. So where does your graph live? Up and down. So how far down does the graph go? -4. And then I'll put it down here. -4. How far up does the graph go? Infinity. So as an inequality, we have to put the y, we have to put the symbols. And I know that the little number, not infinity. The little number goes on the left, the big number goes on the right. And then I have to decide, do I underline or not? Well, I never underline with infinity, so I don't have to think about that one. But here, do I have a hole or is it solid? Solid. So I got to have a solid line underneath. Again, you have a multiple choice test. So even if you struggle with this a little bit, you'll see all the answer choices. You just need to know what numbers would go here on each side. Any questions over this section? We're almost done. So this one says, these say solve. So to solve, we have to do, like both of these are two-step problems. Both of them are two-step problems to get the x by itself. For this one, I'm dividing, so I need to multiply to get rid of the 4 first. What's 7 times 4? Beautiful. And then what's my last step? What's 28 minus 3? How could I check my work if I felt like it? Plug it in. So if I plugged in the 25, what's 25 plus 3? 28. What's 28 divided by 4? 7. So, I mean, you have all the answer choices there, and that is a test-taking strategy to work backwards and plug things in to see which one works. The next one, it is an inequality, but we solve it the same as this equation. It's 2 steps. Which thing do we have to get rid of first, the 12 or the 4? The 12. Very good, very good. So they're written in a different order, but it doesn't matter. You still have to do the 12 first. The only exception to doing multiplication or division first is this one. If you have got the divide first, you got to take care of that before you can even get to the 3. So we end up with 4x is less than or equal to 32 minus 12. What do we get? 20. And what's my last step? Divide by 4. So x is less than or equal to what? 5. Any questions?